a very good morning to everyone. My name is Ainbajusha Ventumasri and my metric number is 298149. Today, I will be presenting about my informative speech. I would like to share with all of you about almost every student struggle with, including myself, that is money. In today's modern world, many students face financial difficulties not because of they don't have enough money, but they simply use their money in the wrong way. There is a quote. Um, there is a quote by John C. Maxwell. He says that a budget is telling you where your money to go instead of wondering where it went. And honestly, this quote reflects the most of the reality of students today. And I personally have gone through any financial hardship throughout my study. There were times that I do really enjoy spending out my money. Those times that I spend on money without thinking further. So at the end of the month, I was struggling to survive with money at the end of the month. So because of that, I started learning how to do a budget and try to manage my finances in a more smarter way. So one of the simple steps that I can do is I was listing my monthly expenses. So just by doing that, I actually can manage my finances better. So I do also keep listing my monthly expenses. I do track of my daily expenses. I cutting down on items that I didn't really need. So I also do saving a small amount for emergencies. So those are the things that small changes, but it gives me a huge differences from before to after, and to learn how to be a smarter spending process. So let me pick from that. I want to share 3 important practices with all of you to overcome financial struggle as a student. So first, by reducing unnecessary expenses, by improving good money management skill, and lastly, by promoting financial stability. So let me start with reducing unnecessary expenses. Which is reducing unnecessary expenses. So based on the article by 2024, she says that many students experience financial stress not because of they spend on their money on non-essential items such as branded items. They do frequent waste. They also do on impulse buying. So those are the things that we may feel small at the moment, but actually it adds up quickly. And also, when students do waste money on things they didn't actually need, they end up having less money on things for important necessities, like we need to buy food every day, we need to pay for our transportation, like we used to come from home to our universities, like we pay for petrol, and also paying for our academic materials. In fact, students who try to reduce unnecessary expenses by at least 15% can manage their money better in just 3 months. So this study is by the National Student Financial Wellness Center also found that students who spend less on items like eating out, like spend on items like they used to buying new clothes often, and also they also do changing phone just to follow the trends. So those are the things that when students didn't do, they are able to tend to less stress and are able to save more money. So in my opinion, cutting unnecessary expenses is one of the easiest habits students can do. But it all begins with students need to differentiate and learning how to differentiation between needs and wants. If we put prioritizing more on needs, we should not have a problem with anything that we want, right? And also, moving on, the second practicing is improving money management skill. According to Mutadin in 2024, he says that money management includes budgeting, spending, investing, or tracking how much we are spent. So good money management help us to reduce our stress on overspending our money, and also tracking how much we are spent. And many young people today often do repetitive expenses, like they always do on um, online food delivery. They always do on impulsive shopping. So those are the things that can make a student to become a main reason for us to overspending. So furthermore, apps who use tools like such as expense tracking apps help us to manage better financing in monthly. So those apps can help us to send reminder, help us to help us to understand us about where is actually our money is going. So from that, when students learn how to manage their money properly, they are able to separate needs from wants, and also can follow the methods like 50-30-20 rule of method. So may I know if any of you already know this method? Not so many. Okay, let me explain with the kind of method. So basically, the 50-30-20 method is the budgeting methods, like to help people to manage their income wisely. So 50 goes for needs, 30% goes for wants, and the other 20% goes for saving. So needs include like we can do refer for essential item, like we need to pay our housing, we need to buy our food, we need to pay for utilities, and the other 20% for wants is actually for refer to non-essential item, such as we spending on entertainment, we go online shopping or physical shopping, we do for dining out at the restaurant. So and the other 20% for saving is the set aside for future use. We need to pay our debt repayment. We need to do investment, and also we need to do emergency funds. So those are the things that this method encourage us to help us to be financial discipline, and also encourage us how to long-term saving, and also um, reduce the chances of us to not fall apart into debt, which is not many of us like to fall into debt, right? And also for me, developing good money management skill does not only help us to survive as a student, but also prepare us for adulting life. It helps us to build discipline, it helps us to encourage long-term saving, and also it helps us on um, plan for future ahead in the expenses. So finally, the third practice is the promoting financial stability. Financial stability is when individual do saving regularly, and also try to avoid nonsense debt, and also lastly for make a better plan for future expenses. Building financial expenses at a young age not only help for students, but it also prepare us for adulting life, and help also for the student to be more confident in handle emergency situations. Like we didn't know when we are stuck in the situations emergencies, like we need to pay our laptop repairs, we need to pay for academic materials like assignment printing, something like that. And also article titled the impact of financial stability explain that saving as little as 20 ringgit, 30 ringgit bi-weekly. So these small amounts may seem insignificant, but over time they can help students to prepare for unexpected events like I said before, laptop repair or medical bills. So even a small habit like saving a small loose change, and also using a saving jar, and do the spending less on unnecessary activities can make a big difference for over time. So I strongly encourage students to, especially from those who are financially challenged family, to start practicing financial stabilities and through consistent saving even in a small amount. Those we heard by it might be difficult for first time, but at least this effort will prevent us from a bigger financial problem for the future. To conclude my presentations, practicing smarter spending habit is essential for everyone, especially for students. by reducing unnecessary expenses, by improving good money management skill, and also by promoting financial stability, we can avoid students from having the financial stress and also secure financial in the future. We may not be able to control how much money we are going to receive, but we can always control how we are going to spend our money. And choosing to spend wisely on our money is the best decision we can make for ourselves. Thank you.